Hey friends, thanks for joining. Let's begin on our backs. Go ahead and lie down and get comfortable. Not too comfortable though. Let's take a minute or so here to allow the floor to take your body weight. Allow your upper and lower rows of teeth to separate and feel your tongue widen inside your mouth. Soften the little muscles around your eyes. Begin to draw your awareness inward. So begin to practice pratyahara, drawing your awareness and your senses inward the way a turtle draws its limbs into the shell. So you really notice how it feels to be in your body today at this time. And then also begin to notice your breath. You start to feel your body breathe. All right, now continue just to breathe freely through your nose and use your hands to draw your right knee in toward your chest and begin to mobilize your right ankle. Just make a circular motion with your right toes and right foot. And then go the other direction. All right, good. Now bring your hands down and make a circular motion with your right leg. Let your knee bend freely so you can make a big circle with your right thigh, I guess, so you mobilize your right hip joint. And then reverse it, go the other direction. Okay, now hold your right thigh and press your right foot up toward the ceiling. And then bend your right knee and press your foot up and try that 5 or 6 more times. Just like flexing and extending your right knee. Okay, now keep your right leg up and imagine it standing on the ceiling with the sole of your right foot. You can keep holding your leg, you can let go of your leg, either way is good, but stand on the ceiling with the sole of your right foot. Good. Let's change sides. Bring your right leg down, pull your left knee in, and first mobilize your left ankle. Go both directions. Good. Now bring your hands down and mobilize your left hip. So you make that big circular motion with your left thigh. And reverse it. Okay, now hold your left thigh and press your left foot up. And then pull your left foot in, bend your left knee. And like the first side, extend and flex your knee 5 or 6 more times. Once it feels like you've gone on both sides an equal number of times, keep your left foot up. Imagine Now you're standing on the ceiling with the sole of your left foot with or without the help of your hands. Okay, good. Now bend both knees, pull them into your chest, and make circles with both of your knees so you massage your lower back on the floor a bit. Yeah, both directions. Okay, let's begin to incorporate the breath a little bit more here. So keep your knees bent, feet off the floor, arms down by your sides with your palms facing down. And now begin with Ujjayi Pranayama so you lightly engage your throat like you're narrowing a valve, which will help you to lengthen the breath. Maybe 5 seconds for the exhale and 5 seconds for the inhale or something like that. Breathing through your nose, but now hearing the breath move in and out of your throat like it's your mantra. All right, exhale all the breath out. And next time you inhale, press both feet up to the ceiling and also bring your arms overhead. So at the very top of inhale, the backs of your hands are on the floor behind you and your legs are vertical. Now as you exhale, bring your arms down, bend your knees again, and then repeat. As you inhale, press your heels to the ceiling, bring your arms overhead. Keep inhaling until the backs of your hands are on the floor behind you. And then when you exhale, bend your knees, arms down by your side. Just try that 5 or 6 more times. If you're not already, also begin to stretch the breath so it lasts a little bit longer than the movement associated to. Okay, then bring your arms down, bend your knees, but also bring the soles of your feet to the floor for bridge pose next. So for this bridge variation, we're going to keep our arms down by the sides. So the next time you inhale, just press your feet down and lift your hips up. When you exhale, slowly lower your hips back to the floor. And repeat, inhale, press your hips toward the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lower your hips. Try that a few more times. Okay, now this time, once your hips are down, bring your arms out like a T with your palms facing up. Now, the next time you exhale, drop your knees to your left, turn your chin to your right, and turn your right palm down all at the same time. And when you inhale, point your knees toward the ceiling again, look up and turn both palms up. Now, this exhale, drop your knees to your right, turn your chin to your left, and turn your left palm down. Then inhale as you turn both palms up. You look up and you point your knees up too. Let's try that a few more times. So whenever you exhale, you drop your knees to one side, turn your head to the other side. Whatever hand you can see, turn that palm down. When you inhale, let's come back to the starting position. So we get some rotation in on our hips, spine, and shoulders. All right. And once you've gone to both sides, just come back to the center. Lift your feet off the floor, arms down by your sides. Then we're going to put those last three movements together. Okay. So now, as you inhale, press your feet toward the ceiling and bring your arms overhead. Exhale, as you bend your knees and bring your arms back down. Very end of exhale, bring your feet to the floor as well for bridge pose. Then this inhale, lift your hips up into bridge. Exhale, as you slowly lower your hips. Now, once your hips are down, inhale and bring your arms out like a T, palms facing up. Then when you exhale, drop your knees to your left, turn your chin to your right, and turn your right palm down. Inhale back to the center. Then this exhale, drop your knees to your right, turn your chin to your left, and turn your left palm down. Inhale back to the center. Now, as you exhale, knees in toward your chest, arms down by your sides, and we'll start that sequence again. Inhale, press your feet toward the ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale, arms down, bend your knees. Once your palms touch the floor, bring the soles of your feet to the floor as well. And then this inhale, press your hips up toward the ceiling into bridge pose. Exhale, as you slowly lower your hips. Now inhale, arms out like a T. Exhale, knees to the left, turn your chin to the right, right palm down. Inhale to the center, and then we'll change sides. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees in toward your chest, arms down by your side. I'll talk you through that sequence one more time. Inhale, arms overhead, press your feet up. Exhale, arms down and bend your knees. Palms down, feet down. This inhale, bridge. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale, arms out like a T. Exhale, knees to the left. Turn your head to the right. Inhale, center, and then this exhale, change sides. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees and toward your chest, arms down by your sides. Go through that sequence a couple more times now on your own, at your own pace, with a skillful use of your breath. All right, great. Then, once you've completed that round, draw your knees back into your chest and just do a little rocking back and forth so you massage the muscles along your spine. And then let's come up to seated. Bend one knee, stretch your other leg out, and use your hands to massage the foot of the bent knee. Try to wake up all its little joints. And change sides. Okay, great. Let's stretch back in a plank pose. No more Mr. Nice Yogi. And as always, you could be in plank on your hands or your forearms. But once you're there, charge up your lower body. Tighten your thighs, tighten your glutes, tighten your abdomen. Spread your shoulder blades and push the floor away. Okay, let's do a minute of plank and side plank. In fact, let's do a minute of any kind of planks you want. You can do a regular plank, you can do shoulder tapping planks, you can do side planks, any kind of plank you want. I'm going to do the side plank, regular plank for kind of flow here. But you do any kind of planks you want for the next, I guess, 45 seconds now. Keep going. All right. And lower all the way to the floor with control. And once you're down, let's just come into Sphinx pose next. Create a little more length in your waist. Once you've created some length here, then bend your knees, make circles with your shins so you rotate your thighs again. And go both directions. Okay, good. Feet back to the floor. Now bring your hands under your shoulders and curl into upward facing dog. I might feel it. Gonna turn your shoulders a bit side to side here. Okay, now back to downward facing dog. And go ahead and pedal your feet back and forth, and now shift hips a little side to side. All right, now step your right foot forward into the lizard lunge. So have your right foot on the outside of your right hand, and just make some movements here with your hips. Check out this first lunge, see how it feels. Okay, now turn your left heel down. That's your back heel. Stand all the way up, and let's just go into a side lunge, like a transverse lunge toward the back of your mat. So bend your left knee, bring your hands down. And just thinking this side lunge, as always, do your best to avoid collapsing to your inner left arch. Also, do your best to get your hips lower than your shoulders. Let's take a few breaths here, see how this one feels. Great. Let's stand back up. Return to that lizard lunge, and then just step back in a plank pose. Let's take a breath in plank. And as you exhale, lower to the floor with control. And inhale to upward facing dog. Of course, cobra is fine too. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's take a breath or two here, readjust. And then let's change sides. Now step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Check out this side, see how it feels. Okay, turn your right heel down, stand up. And just kind of turn to your right. So you're going to the transverse lunge toward the back of your mat. Like the first side, do your best to avoid collapsing to your inner right arch. Also, do your best to get your hips a little bit lower than your shoulders. All right, and stand back up. Return to the lizard, and then step back into plank. Exhale as you lower to the floor. Inhale to cobra or up dog, and then exhale back into down dog. Okay, let's take a few breaths in down dog again. Readjust here. All right, step your right foot forward to your right thumb this time, and then bring your left knee down. Lift your torso up. Just sink into a deeper lunge. Check out this first kind of low lunge, this variation of Anjaneyasana here. Okay, now curl your left toes under. Lift up. Use your hands for balance wherever you need to and or any kind of support. Then sink back down to this Anjaneyasana variation and lift back up. Yep, try that a few more times. Okay. Now, stand up, turn your left heel down again, go into that side lunge, this variation of Skandasana. See how that feels. Up and down a few times. Use your hands however you need for support and or balance. Now, of course, using no hands would be more difficult, but if you use no hands and your alignment gets thrown off, it's better to use your hands, right? Okay, pivot to the front of the mat again. Inhale as you step back to plank. And then exhale as you lower to the floor with control. Inhale the up dog, and then exhale back to down dog. Take a few breaths. And when you're ready, step your left foot forward, right knee down. Lift up, and just first check out this deep lunge, up and down a few times. Okay, then lift all the way up, find your balance. Go all the way back down. Try that a few more times in this split squat variation. Okay, turn your right heel down. Go into the side lunge variation. Up and down a few times. Okay, back to the front of your mat and return to plank. Take a breath there and lower to the floor with control. Up dog. Back to down dog. Now take a moment here in down dog to just practice being still. If down dog's not a great resting pose for you, do whatever resting pose you'd like. Let's take a moment here just to practice keeping your body still. Smooth out your breath if necessary. All right. And then from down dog, step your right foot forward again. Left knee down and let's lift up. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth between the, I guess we'd call it a front lunge and a side lunge, or this variation of Anjanasana and Skandasana. As I already mentioned, use your hands however you need for balance and support, but prioritize when we lunge to the front of the mat, prioritize bringing your knee kind of more over your little toes. Try to avoid your knee collapsing in toward your big toe. So prioritize that. And then same thing, as I said earlier, for the side lunge, prioritize your hips staying lower than your shoulders and avoid collapsing to your inner arch. So if you need to use your hands for that, great. If not, that's great too. Either way is good, but prioritize the alignment things before taking your hands away for support. Okay. All right. So sink into a deep lunge. Now lift up, turn your left heel down, and go into the side lunge. Check out your alignment. Then lift back up, pivot, go into the front lunge. Check out your alignment. Lift up, side lunge. Lift up, face the front, Anjanasana. Lift up, the side, Skandasana. Okay, good. Now return to plank. Take a breath in plank, and then lower to the floor. Inhale, exhale, stay in down dog or resting pose of your choice. Find that stillness again. Smooth out your breath. Okay. Left foot forward, right knee down, lift your torso, sink into a deep lunge, lift up, turn to your side, turn to your right, Skandasana, lift up, turn to the front of your mat, Anjanasana. Keep going, just like the first side, at your own pace, using your hands as necessary, and still with a skillful use of your breath. Okay. Then back to plank. Lower to the floor with control. Up dog. Back to down dog or resting pose of your choice. Practice being still. Smooth out your breath. Okay. Let's return to the mat and just come into crocodile. And then just a quick transition right into the side scorpion. So bring your left arm out to the side, palm facing down, roll to your left. Bring your right foot someplace near your left hand. Slide your left foot in the other direction. Great. Change sides. Okay, now back to your mat. Both arms out to the sides and lift everything up. Lift your head, lift your arms, and lift your legs. Now keep everything up, but when you exhale, bring your feet together and bring your palms together. Then inhale, open your arms, legs wide, and curl up a little higher. Exhale, feet together, palms together. Inhale, open your arms, legs, curl a little higher. Try that a few more times. All right, then relax. Now, your choice. If it feels good to stay in crocodile, stay in crocodile. If you prefer child's pose, then child's pose. But choose one, and then once you're there, breathe into your back like you're breathing into the area behind your heart. Okay, now let's go upside down. Not shoulder stand though. We'll do shoulder stand later, I believe. Let's first either do headstand or forearm stand or handstand. Now, of course, modifications for those is something like dolphin or down dog or like a three-legged dog. But otherwise, forearm stand or headstand or handstand just for the next minute or so. And of course, feel free to use a wall. And once you're done, let's return to child's pose, whichever one you did. Come down, just return to child's pose. Okay, let's sit up and let's work on our inchworm. Just for 60 seconds, we'll inchworm forward and backwards. So have your palms together, of your heart, lift one hip up and shift it forward, then lift the other hip up and shift it forward. So you just slowly inch forward, move forward inch by inch, side by side. As always, with this one, really try to fuel the movement from deep in your core. Avoid swinging your arms for momentum. Try to move from your core as best you can, back and forth. Keep going. Halfway there. Okay, good. Now lean back on your hands for the windshield wipers again. Feet wide, probably the width of your mat or so, then drop your knees side to side on the breath. And at first, take plenty of weight on your hands so you don't feel any compression in your spine. Good. Then, assuming it doesn't hurt, take your hands off the floor. Now, what happens usually, since most of us in class right now, at least, are very familiar with this one, what happens usually when we do this windshield wiper with our hands off the floor is you kind of slowly creep forward, you inch forward, like the inchworm. So then see if you can do it go backwards too. So when I lift my knees up, I kind of push the one hip that's off the floor, kind of shift it back a little bit. So now I'll drop my knees to the right. My left hip's off the floor. When I come back to the center, I'm going to try to pull this left hip back by engaging my core and shifting that hip back. It's pretty challenging, especially if this is newer to you. But if it's not newer to you, then give it a try. See if you can slowly move backwards as you're doing the no-handed windshield wipers. All right, great. Then go ahead and just drop your knees to your left and set up a good 90-90 position. Then do a little twist. Smooth out your breath again. And kind of like in the windshield wipers with our hands on the floor, go ahead and I suggest kind of leaning over your hands. So you take weight on your hands and you feel a little decompression in your spine as you rotate it. Good. Unwind a little bit. Just kind of lean over your left shin now and make some movement side to side until you find a good spot. Okay, then change sides. Drop your knees to your right. Set up a good 90-90 on this side. Then once you have the 90-degree angles, do a twist. Take some weight on your hands to see if you can decompress and rotate your spine at the same time. All right, unwind a little bit and lean over your right shin. Try to find a good spot on this side. Okay, good. Then unwind. And bring the soles of your feet together for the butterfly. Sit up nice and tall here. Take a few breaths. And begin to lean forward over your feet. All right, now we're going to work on getting up and down off the floor from seated. So I know for some of us this is very difficult, but that means you should do it. It's a really important functional movement to have in your tool belt for if you ever need it. So, of course, we have a number of ways. Technical stand up, I think, is probably the best one, probably the most applicable, the most accessible. So, remember, my right knee is going to be up, my right hand is up. Right knee and right hand are off the floor. Left hand's on the floor. I'm going to press my hand and my foot down to step back. Just bring my left knee to the floor and then stand up. To reverse it, bring my left knee down. Since my left knee is down, I'm going to bring my left hand down too. Just kind of slide my left leg through. And then I'll change sides. Whatever knee is up, that same side hand is up too. Other hand's on the floor. Step back. Keep your balance as you stand up and reverse it. That's a good one. That's option one. Option two is the same thing, but instead of going to kneeling, you go to the sumo squat. Stand back up. Return to the sumo squat like a sumo wrestler, and then you step through. Wherever knee is up, that same side hand is up. That's option two. Option three, no hands. So no, for no hands, drop your knees to a side, up to kneeling, then to a lunge, and then standing. Back to the lunge, both knees down, have a seat, and bring both legs forward. And of course, option four is just to cross your legs, lean forward, stand up, and come back down. Option five, don't cross your ankles, just go into a squat and come back down. Okay, spend another minute or two doing some kind of stand up. I'll do one of each again in case you need a demonstration. Otherwise, spend the next minute or so standing up and sitting back down gracefully. All right. When you're done, lie onto your back. Take a moment to relax in any whatever supine position that feels good for you. Lie down, take a moment to relax. All right, next, let's do Supta Paschimottanasana. So on your back, Just hold your feet and see if you can straighten your legs and get your hips, if you can, hips the same height as your feet are. So either here is fine too if that's just not working for you, but hold your feet while you're on your back, legs straight as possible. All right, then relax. Okay, now let's take a minute to do something like shoulder stand. Legs up the wall is fine. Just lifting your legs is fine. Use any kind of prop you like for some form, some variation of sarvangasana or shoulder stand. And the plow feels okay for your neck, then some variation of plow pose. Ah, and lower to your back if you're not there already. Take a moment to relax again. And then take a minute to do whatever it feels like you need to do to make yourself super comfortable. Now let's get really comfortable. All right. Then once you have settled in, just like we started class, allow the floor to take your body weight. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes, even release your breath so you're not trying to shape it or control it. Just observe it now and take a few moments here to watch your navel rise and fall on each breath to help integrate body and mind. then begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and roll your ankles and wrists. Take the next minute or so to work yourself back up to seated and now into any comfortable seated posture. All right, let's practice um, a nice pranayama combo. Let's do Ujjayi inhale, Nadi Shodhana exhale. So that means whenever you breathe in through both nostrils, but make that sound in your throat. When you breathe out through just one nostril silently and slowly. And of course, you'll alternate the nostril you exhale through. Let's also add a pause after inhale. So take a full, smooth breath in and then retain the breath in for as long as you feel appropriate. So it could be 1 second, could be 20 seconds, but just pause, retain the breath in. Just practice being really still during that time. Make sure, though, you exhale before you feel like you're getting anxious. So you want to, at some point, exhale slowly and smoothly. The following breath should not be rushed. If it is rushed, then you probably held the breath in for too long. Okay? All right, I'm going to talk us through the first round. Then you go at your own pace. Close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. Exhale all the breath out. Now inhale through both nostrils to make that sound in your throat. Now pause, just practice being still. Great. Bend your right elbow. Use your thumb to completely block off your right nostril. Rest your ring finger on your left as you exhale through that left side silently and slowly. Once you've exhaled all the breath out, release your hand down. Then again, inhale through both nostrils, making a sound in your throat. Retain the breath in with the root lock, throat lock, sealing the breath in. Find that stillness again. When it feels like you need to exhale, block off your left nostril now and exhale slowly and silently through your right nostril. All right, that was one run. Continue on your own at your own pace. Okay, once you've completed this round, allow yourself to breathe freely again. And if it feels like you need to change the cross of your legs or adjust your seat in any way, take care of that. Okay, now bring your awareness into your brain. Bring your awareness into your brain and see it very clear and open like an empty blue sky. See and feel your mind very clear and open like an empty blue sky. If a thought arises, just see it as a single cloud passing through the sky. So allow it to come, acknowledge it, but then allow it to pass. Once it has passed, then again, notice your mind very clear and open, just like an empty blue sky. And bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra and take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. So to rub your palms together and create a little heat in your hands. Once you build some heat, rest your hands over your eyes, feel it moving in, recharging your senses, and take one last slow, smooth breath in here. When you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed class. Have a fantastic day, and I hope I get to see you again soon.